Hello, everyone. Welcome to Moon Mage. Today's tarot card messages are connected to the new moon in Virgo that is happening on September 21st, and it's under a partial solar eclipse, just meaning that the energy is going to be amplified and big and profound. So prepare yourself for that, because all eclipsed energies, all eclipsed moons come with heightened emotions. It can evoke anxiety, worry, fear in us if we're not ready for it or not prepared for it. Not that it will, but it could. So just be mindful of that. I always tell everyone to use their own intuition, looking at the intro or the thumbnail to feel into which image or message is drawing them in. And then that will be the message that you need to hear around the energies coming in for you. I do like to give a brief description, synopsis, overview, essentially, of what these energies are all about under each moon cycle. But if you're not interested in that, just go ahead and look at that intro or the thumbnail, feel into which message is speaking to you, and get started on listening to your message. Now, for those of you that are interested in what this energy is and what it's going to be connecting to, Virgo energy always connects us to our career path, our mental, physical, and emotional health and well-being, our daily routines, and how we're doing in all these areas. And because this is eclipse energy, it kind of darkens the areas that we've been hyper-focused on, so that we have our heads turned essentially by the universe to look at the areas that we've been avoiding, especially around how we're doing, how we're feeling. This new moon could really evoke a lot of frustration and overwhelm, because we have this feeling of too much and imbalance, and I'm not really sure how to manage all of this, but I know that something needs to change, right? We're overburdened. We're feeling the weight of all the responsibilities, but that Piscean energy that opposes this is saying we want to find a balance between how we're feeling and doing and what we're doing on the daily. And there's a sense of urgency around this new moon energy, because it's asking us to really release these things that aren't working for us, that are holding us back, or that keep us stuck, or that are not good for us anymore, but we're still continuing to do because it's comfortable for us and change is hard. But this is the kind of energy that comes up to say, we know change is hard, but we also know that it's time for a new beginning, and that you've had a hard time looking at these darker aspects that need tending to. And if you're not going to do it, the universe is going to pinch you so that you must do it. So it can be uncomfortable, but it can also be beautiful if we're the ones choosing to say, I'm going to draw that line in the sand. I'm going to do the hard work. I'm going to look at those areas. I'm going to start methodically fixing them. It's like slow and steady wins the race, because this new moon's arc, because it's eclipse, has a 3 to 6 month window. Sorry, I'm tripping over my words. So it's far reaching. So we want to be looking at the big picture, zooming out and seeing where we want to get to, instead of being hyper focused on trying to push something without patience now, without looking at the details, because Virgo wants us to be detail oriented, formulate a plan, put a structure in and foundation. But Pisces says, do that, but don't get so hyper focused on perfectionism with this that you get lost in the sauce and you forget the big picture of where you're actually heading with this and how you're trying to make your life a little bit better and more balanced. I did write a few notes just in case I would forget anything. Just having a quick peek at that. Yeah, you want to embody turtle energy. Slow and steady wins the race, slowly moving towards things, building and making these changes. I'm going to be honest too, that this could bring about things that you didn't see because it's eclipse energy, right? What was in the dark could come to light, or where you're feeling like you need information, it could still be a little bit delayed because it's not eclipse energy and we're hyper focused on one area. I will say this isn't the best energy to completely start a brand new thing, but it is the time to contemplate, reflect, and start planning for the next 3 to 6 months and how you want it to look, especially as it pertains to your daily routines, your health, physically, mentally, emotionally, and anything that you might want to change in your career. It absolutely could connect to relationships for some of you, because we're all different astrological signs and we're all going through different things. But the main energies are the Virgoian ones that I was just speaking to. We want to be mindful not to get lost in perfectionism too, and to not allow the responsibilities that we carry and the burdens that we carry to be so heavy that we don't allow ourselves this chance to release, to heal out, and start new, start over. Again, I recommend that we be the ones to choose how we're going to go about doing this, rather than having the universe pinch us in a really uncomfortable way and say, no, we're forcing your hand to do it. It's a big shift energy that we all should be taking our time with, leaning into, but absolutely utilizing for positive change moving forward. So these are things to consider. Keep your emotions in check as much as you can. It's a really good time for retreat, reflection, rest, rejuvenation, contemplation, all those kinds of energies, rather than starting anything. So give yourself over to that where you can, if you can, under this energy, especially for the days leading up and the days to follow. And once there's momentum in the moon, we start getting into that waxy moon where we're moving towards the full moon, then you can actually start implementing. But really take your time to consider, contemplate where you want to go, what needs to shift. Because I feel like it'll all be better for you in the long run if you give yourself over to this, rather than like push or try to force your hand in any kind of way. Anyways, I will leave that there. Give yourself a second to feel into those messages if you haven't already, and I will get started here with message number 1. Hello to all my beautiful message 1 choosers. If you didn't watch the intro, I did forget to mention something, and I think it's because I noticed that I had been talking for so long in the intro that I just sort of tried to hurry through because it was getting a little long. But this new moon energy, and because it's eclipse, brings in faded things, karmic things, whether it's a release, an ending that brings a new beginning, or a new beginning or a new insight that is the catalyst for some sort of big change, is an energy that's massively coming in with this new moon cycle. So just a heads up, because I did forget to mention it in the intro. It doesn't mean that it will, but that it could. So I pulled the main overarching energies just to save a little bit of time in the video, but we'll look at them together. Okay, so we've got last quarter moon in Pisces energy. Talk less, feel more. Okay, that makes a lot of sense with this new moon cycle, because we really need to be reflecting and contemplating about what must change in our lives. Oh, I got 12th house again. So Pisces is the 12th house. And now we've got introspection, really needing to take a little bit of a time out here for meditation, contemplation, and reflection. And, you know, that's hard because it is asking us to look at that eclipse part of our lives that we kind of avoid, because there's probably a lot of hard work there, or it means having to make a big change of some sort. And I definitely think that's a thing for some of you. And that talk less, part of me feels like for some of you, it's about trying to quiet your mental chatter. Like it's really loud in there, but there's something that you can't quite see or haven't been able to touch on just yet, that your introspection is required in order for you to make some kind of shift or change. Yeah, or to heal, because this is saying Chiron, and that's the energy of the wounded healer, and it's saying heal. So there's something within you that needs to be healed out. And it's really, really normal for us to avoid those things, right? Because they are uncomfortable for us to look at. They can be emotional. They can cause us to feel not safe sometimes just from entertaining them. And for whatever reason, I feel like that might be a thing for some of you. Like, I avoid that energy like the plague because it hurts and it's hard. But there's something to some sort of major healing here showing up for you under this cycle, like a major release. But you must be willing to feel it, to release it. It feels like here for my message 1 choosers. And, you know, there's this need for introspection and feeling more. It feels to me like for you guys, there's something that wants to be born out of this healing. Like for some of you, because this is general, once you've done this work and you've really moved through it and faced that shadowy energy that's hard to look at or to reconnect to, maybe from your past, something about how you heal is going to help others in some kind of way. Now that, again, this is general, so that might not make sense for all of you, but I do think it's going to be a thing for some of you. But also it'll just release you from burdens and chains from the past, things that have held you back in some kind of way or kept you small. All right, let's pull a surrender card, because this new moon is really asking us to surrender and release those last pieces that just we don't want to be bringing into our futures with us, and just holding us back, they just need to go. They're not helpful anymore. Surrender stress. Yeah. Take a few deep breaths and exhale the tension you've built up in your body. Okay. Let the stress go as you come back to your center. I do think that talk less is mental chatter for a lot of you. Stressed out, needing to heal. You're probably not even just holding your own stress, but others too. And there's this massive buildup, almost like when something calcifies and there's buildup all around it, or you get harder on your teeth. Maybe that's not the best example, but you know what I'm saying, I think. And I think that's happening to a lot of you, and it's time to heal this out and release it. I suspect that a lot of you are worriers and overthinkers, and you take on the burdens of everybody else around you, even though you don't have to. Yeah, okay. You know, one physical thing that I feel like could be a benefit for some of you is a salt bath, right? Because we've got so much water energy showing up here with that Pisces energy, 12th house, more water. And then, you know, she's standing with an ocean behind her. It could just really benefit you. Maybe if you can, give yourself a break, give yourself a treat and go to a spa or do something just for you, self-care. But I feel like maybe a lot of you have a hard time detaching yourself from other people's needs. Maybe you're too much of a giver at times, and it's time for you to be giving back to yourself, because remember, this eclipse is evoking a new beginning, but we have to release something. And I feel like your new beginning will be delayed if we don't allow ourselves this time and space. And it's definitely feeling like that for you guys. Water your garden. Nourishment, body care, tenderness, and rest, and more water. Yep. You guys definitely need this break. It is time for you to be about you, to give yourself much needed nourishment and healing. As this says, water your own garden, right? Yeah. I definitely get that you are a giver, probably very empathic. You probably absorb a lot of other people's energies as well. You're taking on the world like it's yours to carry. And this is starting to, I think, affect you too much, more than it needs to be, because there's something for you that wants to show up, right, with this ending. But you have a chance to heal this energy out. It doesn't mean you're no longer that beautiful soul for others. It just means that we're creating some boundaries and we're saying, I matter too. And I have hopes and wishes and dreams too. And it's time to allow those to start to be stirred up for you, but it can't get to you when you're carrying all this stress and heaviness. Look at this weight of the world. And I just said boundaries. Boundaries, let it go. It's not yours to carry. Thank you, Spirit, for that confirmation. Yeah, more water. Weight of the world. It's not all yours to carry. You are definitely an empath and you're absorbing everybody's stuff and you're taking it on like it's your problem and it's your worries and it's your stresses to solve and fix, and it's just not message one. You matter too. Boundaries, let it go. It's not yours to carry. Yeah, more water. I really think, and maybe if some of you have access to an ocean, going for a swim in the ocean feels like it could be so healing, but yes, definitely salt water. Saltwater baths. Yes. Okay. Let's pull some tarot cards here. You know what's funny? I keep getting this ask and you shall receive thought keeps coming to my mind. Ask and you shall receive. If you've been putting your own desires, wants, and wishes on the back burner for far too long, I think some of you have, I feel like you're coming into a time where if you want something, you will receive it. But you have to be willing to give it to yourself. Message 1. You deserve it. You're ready. Momentum, validation, encouragement, and prepared. So where we're going to get some introspection, where we're going to see something stir that Spirit wants you to know, universe says, you're ready for this new thing, this new beginning, but carrying everybody's stuff and burdens and trying to be the fixer of all the things, and probably the peacemaker too, is holding you back. Spirit relationships, intuition, connection, signs, and inspiration wanting to show up for you massively, message 1, but it can't get to you, right? Because we're all clogged up with everybody's stuff and our own. And it's time to make bigger and broader connections to the spiritual realm. And if it's showing up for you like this, it's because you're entirely capable of doing this, of connecting intuitively into the universal energy, into your psychic abilities, your intuition in a really big way. And you've got signs coming your way as well. Third eye activation, I think, too, for some of you. Oh my goodness. Guardian angels, and it says white. Protection, clarity, spirituality, and wisdom. Ooh, I think some of you are meant to have a spiritual awakening, like even more so if you haven't been already, and be activated in a really big way. And this wants to come through for you. This wants to show up for you at this time once we've cleared and healed out all this stress and this heaviness. A bigger connection, a stronger connection, almost like becoming a channel for divine wisdom. Protection, clarity, spirituality, and wisdom. Yep. This kind of energy wants to show up for you. White. I'm really pulled to that word. Maybe using crystals like clear quartz, wearing white, feeling more pure again is something that's really showing up here, like mind, body, spirit. So using white to the best of your ability, whether you wear it, whether you carry crystals that hold that color, or the clear quartz, I feel like would be a good benefit for you too. Look at this. Empowerment, transformations, protected, preparedness, evolution. Yeah, you are meant to really be spiritually evolving right now, message 1. Spirit wants to come in and up-level you. The universe says it's time for a big shift, and we want to evolve you. We want to bring you the wisdom. We want to open you up as some sort of channel and have your vision expand. But we're carrying everybody's stuff. We're taking care of everybody's things, as though it's all of ours to deal with, fix, and heal, and it's not. It's going to be about you under this eclipse. That's the energy coming through for you. That's what the universe is suggesting you do at this time. And you know, that word protected, maybe there's something about you that feels like it's not safe for you to let things go for others, to not take care of everything, to not carry the weight of everything, and to have boundaries. Like, then they won't be safe. Maybe your loved ones. But you are protected. It's coming up. It's come up here. Protection, clarity, spiritual wisdom, and it's coming up again here. Empowerment, transformation, protected, and preparedness. Yeah. Spirit is really trying to up-level your energy and prepare you for the next thing that's going to be about you and about how you're evolving as a spiritual being. And I think it's an up-leveling around your abilities as well. Your psychic abilities, your intuition, the way that you connect into universal energy, your wisdom. And because I get such a strong empathic, healer type energy for you guys, it's probably going to be something that benefits others in the long run. But we need to create those boundaries and let things go that aren't yours. I know I'm probably sounding like a bit of a broken record. Ooh, that's a lot of doors, so we're not going to pull all those. I think it's like that. That's what the front of the card looks like. Nomad. The nomadic wanderer lies deep inside, so take the leap now. Don't crawl back and hide. Yeah, you're meant to be spiritually evolving. You're meant to be gaining more knowledge and wisdom, leaning into things that excite you and evoke passion within you that you feel really connected to, but put on the back burner because you're so busy taking care of everyone else. This is the energy that spirit wants to get you to, that the universe is saying it's time to embrace it, because there's so much that wants to be shipped your way and delivered to you as a result of you being able to move out of other people's energy, not taking it on as your own. All right, let's pull an ancient druid card to see if there's some practical, tangible advice here for you guys. You know, I feel like you're quite a powerful person, message one, whether you realize it or not. I don't always know that you get the appreciation and the validation that you deserve for all the things you do for everyone, but this really is the time for you in a very big way. Ritual of fire. Runes of power with candles and flame. In sacred fire, I make wisdom your name. Carry opal or amber for inspiration and shamanic journeying. Wow. Opal, you know, opal has that iridescent with all the different colors, and almost like the wings there on the angel card. Runes of power with candle and flame. In sacred fire, I make wisdom your name. Yeah. Spiritual world, the universe wants to bring you a lot of wisdom, a lot of knowledge. They want you to wander into this energy more. Embrace it. You know, you've got shamanic energy there too, which is healing energy. I think you're a healer. I think many of you are, message one. But you really got wisdom that wants to be shipped your way. Yeah. You know, maybe using some candle magic too would be beneficial for some of you. That energy of fire and water, right? First we lean into that water for you guys. We heal out, and then we start to embrace that fire, which is going to help to burn off, burn away, and then bring in that creative energy where we're wandering, where we're receiving more wisdom, more connection, you know, spiritually. Being like sort of impassioned is, I think, the word I'm looking for here. I feel like for you guys, there's this sense of almost a little bit of urgency that you really make time for yourself right now to heal this stuff out, to let go of what's not yours, because I almost feel like spirit's knocking at your door and saying, we're going to come in and bring the changes, whether you like it or not, but we'd rather you be prepared for it. Yeah. And to cap this off, this makes so much sense. We've got find balance. Find the balance between your work, rest, and playtime, and you will have more energy, harmony, and productivity in your life. Take a power nap. All right. Message one. This goes, not only does it go so well with the rest of your reading, but it goes so well with what this new moon in Virgo is bringing and asking of us. It is time to find more balance in these areas of your life so that you can make space for this new thing, these new beginnings that want to come through, where I feel like you become some type of healer for others. You don't actually have to be like a shaman or anything like that, or a Reiki healer. It could be where you heal others because of your wisdom, because of your knowledge, because of your communication style. But I do think for some of you, this is spiritually based. Either way, it is time. This is the time to kind of make room for you, for self-care, for balance, for introspection, because it's going to break apart an old cycle that's bringing in this beautiful new energy of harmony and balance and massive universal and spiritual connection for you guys that I feel like is going to lead you guys somewhere too that you couldn't have even dreamed of. But an up-leveling. It feels like an up-leveling for you guys. Take a power nap. Yep. All right. I think I will leave that there for you guys. I really, really hope you give yourself over to some of this energy for this self-care. It feels so beneficial in the long run for you guys. Okay. I really am going to leave that there. I hope all of you have the most amazing, beautiful day. Take care, guys. Hello to all my beautiful message 2 choosers. I don't know whether any of you watched the intro, but I did forget to mention a very important thing that could potentially come in with this new moon in Virgo, which is karmic, fated, destined things, whether it's truth, something unexpected that you didn't see coming that might be showing up for you so that you can help release something or have a new beginning. It might be a little crunchy. It might be beautiful, but there is a big energy around karmic, fated, destined things that could be coming in. And I just wanted to make sure I mentioned it because it could be important for some of you. Now, I went ahead and pulled the 3 main overarching energies to save a little time, as I usually do, but we will look at them together. Full moon in Cancer energy, let your fears dissolve. So, where are we holding on for fear that? Where are we getting emotionally tied up and stuck and kind of holding ourselves back in some kind of way? This is what you're going to be asked to look at and lean into. Eclipse energies wants us to move our focus where we don't normally like to look and look at that thing, that shadowy energy, right? Where the eclipse is happening, that it casts a shadow. And so we need to look at these fears and allow them to finally dissolve, to melt away. Cancer energy is also really connected to home. So for some of you, there could be fears around something happening within the home, relationships or connections. And that feeling of safety, that could be a thing. It's also just watery emotional energy. Okay, on the side of challenge here, we've got collaborate, and I'm immediately noticing the number 11. 11s tend to be portals, gateways, new beginnings, and there's some sort of delay here with the new beginning because of lack of collaboration or help or support. That could be a thing that happens on the home front too, or for fear of disappointing or not being able to do what needs to be done for those that you care about. Collaborate. Where might you need more collaboration, insight, help with a certain thing, especially as it relates to what you're worried about, what you fear? And perhaps things aren't going the way that you would like them to in some area of your life. And it's because there's more help that's needed for you. And if it's showing up here, it is available to you. It will bring something new in. But there's some fear around it, maybe trusting others for some of you. Midheaven and Pinnacle. Okay. So the midheaven is in our astrological chart. It is something that is connected to our purpose in this world. Building those beautiful castles in the sky where we have maybe gifts and talents latent or otherwise. Maybe we're using them, maybe we're not. That will bring about massive change. This is being highlighted. So something's coming to a head. Something's being highlighted for you right now. Around these kinds of things, around your passion, what you're meant to do, what's supposed to shift for you in your life. But there's some kind of fear emotionally held that is stopping this from happening, stopping those proverbial castles being built in the sky for you. And, we do have a little bit of a heads up here that for some of you, it might be a lack of collaboration and support, right? With that Aquarius energy. So I think making a little bit of time here or setting a time aside for contemplation under this new moon in Virgo, that's such a good thing to be doing anyways, rather than trying to start something new or push something through at this time. It's better for releasing, letting go, understanding ourselves better so that we move forward clearer and ready. Oh, I had a card fly out. Ready for this new beginning where, you have that castle energy showing up for you. Everything is come to a head in the most positive way. I just have to pick up your card because it flew on the floor. Okay, so your card fell out face up. Surrender to setting limits. It is healthy to set boundaries in relationships. Practice expressing your needs and remember that no is a complete sentence. Okay, a lot of that, is showing up under this new moon energy, right? Where are we not boundaried enough? Where we're making everyone and everything else a priority and forgetting about ourselves. This is being highlighted for you as well, message 2. It was for message 1 as well. Where do you need more boundaries? No is a complete sentence. And, it would make sense. Maybe some of you fear disappointing others. You fear letting them down. You're used to being the one that does all the things and takes care of everyone and everything. And, putting yourself on the back burner has just become this normal thing, right? Where you're not getting that support and collaboration for your dreams, your wants, your desires. But you're getting an invitation to start doing this under this new moon cycle, to really look at that and see how it's hindering you rather than helping you. Because your new beginning involves you connected to that midheaven energy, which is where you have gifts, talents, and passions that are meant to be brought out in some kind of way. You have to be doing something that involves the things that you're most passionate about, your purpose. Okay. Let's pull some more cards here. And crabs, I think about that crab for the Cancer energy that showed up for you as the main. They can really shell up, right? They can keep themselves hidden away, tucked away from the public eye, and retreat back into themselves. I feel like that could be a thing for some of you, especially when it comes to being seen in a bigger way, showing up for yourself. And I think that's something that needs to be shifted here for you guys. I almost feel like for you guys, there might be some opportunities that are going to come as a result of a new beginning, but you might be somebody who's more likely to say no to it because, again, who would I have to disappoint if I said yes to it? We shall see what else comes out. Karmic relationships, Orion energy, polarity, soul growth, and conflict. I think that a lot of you have already been dealing with this sort of thing, especially because we've got that fear there, and Cancerian energy is very connected to home. So you've probably been going through it, right? Not having those boundaries, relationships being sticky and hard, not being seen, not feeling supported, kind of putting that proverbial castle in the sky energy that wants to show up for you on the back burner because of everybody else's stuff. Yeah. And maybe some of you have even started recognizing, like, I think I'm meant to learn from this connection relationship rather than be stuck in it forever and ever. And I think that you have, and maybe there's some fear around moving away from a connection. It doesn't have to be romantic. It can be in a workplace. It can be romantic for some of you. It could be with friends and family members that just feel kind of toxic for you. Baby steps. Action. Follow your intuition before it makes sense. And I feel like you're setting limits on what you're capable of, what you want, and what your soul is pushing you to do, but then not setting the limits around other people's expectations and wants and desires. And it needs to be flipped. So baby step your way into this new beginning, moving towards that midheaven energy, to your castles in the sky, to your passion and your purpose, whatever that looks like for you. Yeah, follow your intuition before it makes sense. You don't have to have the whole picture. You just have to know where you want to go, right? And then as you move towards that thing along the journey, things will start to click in place. It's sort of like just setting your direction. I don't know all the steps that's going to take me to get there, but I know where I'm going. It's like that. Okay, let's pull some tarot cards. I almost wonder, so something that keeps swirling around my mind is the wounding that we can experience because of words once they've been said, and you can't take words back once they've been said. I almost wonder if somebody has said something that has really messed with your confidence and how you feel about yourself and what you believe about yourself that you can have or do. It could go back to childhood for some of you, but I almost think that recently maybe somebody has done something like that to some of you, where their words have just really hurt your heart. Almost like you're believing the words that they said is true for you, and they're not message to. So we have this card that flew out for you guys to start with. Reality check. Assessment, exploration, honesty, and determination. right? That's that Virgoian energy that's coming through. Sometimes we're being asked to retreat backwards and reassess things, go over them. Am I truly moving towards the thing that I want? Is this what's really best for me? Am I living out my passions, dreams, and purposes, or is this somebody else's? It feels like that for you guys. I feel like you're being asked to embrace more of this unicorn energy, right? Fun and fearlessness and your truth, right? So really give yourself over to looking at that, even if it's a little scary and uncomfortable. Because I just feel like you're meant to be doing and experiencing more than what you're currently allowing for yourself. Point of view. Gratitude, assistance, guidance, and understanding. We've got that white feather coming down too. Point of view. And that goes so well with reality check, right? Really needing to look at your thoughts and feelings around what it is you're doing and experiencing right now, especially because we've got karmic relationships here, right? Polarity, hard energy that you've been dealing with. This is your time to retreat, to go back, to go within yourself, to understand your feelings, your desires, and your truth. Because I feel like you guys are being asked to make a big shift here, to make some changes that benefit you in the long run, because ultimately, I feel like a lot of you might be living somebody else's dream or reality or their desires, their dreams. Yeah, it's time to explore your thoughts and feelings around this. You know, with love and gratitude, though, right? For yourself and all others. Point of view. Yeah. It's really interesting because, you know, we've got this polarity here, and we're talking about polarity where it's like spirit trying to get your attention, and this one's like completely connected to that energy of wisdom. I feel like this wants to show up for you guys. I think maybe you're here, but you're being asked to move into this energy. Haniel and Silver, goddess, psychic, sacred, and proud. Ooh, okay. Maybe some of you should call in Archangel Haniel to help you with this energy, to connect, to embody and embrace this gentleman here who's connected and calling the light and seeing clearly, has dissolved the fears so they're not blocking him anymore, and now sees the truth of a situation and knows what to do from here. I feel like this is what you're being asked to lean into and to go towards. I also think some of you are going to have a bit of an activation around your intuition, that third eye, seeing more clearly. I'm noticing the number 4 there as well. I don't know why, but that could be significant for some of you. Wise decision. Accurate, brilliant, organized, and validated. I love that. I love that for you guys. I really think some of you have been really holding back yourselves, your dreams, your wants, your desires. There's fears there. I feel like other people have created some wounding within you because of their words or what they think or have said about you. And it is time to unstick this energy. Look at your fears. Look at where you might be compromising yourself far too much, especially as it connects to others and their beliefs and their actions and deeds that have affected you. Yeah, I love this though. Accurate, brilliant, organized, and validated. Baby stepping your way into this new beginning once we've unstuck these fears. That's what's on the table for you guys, literally with this new moon energy. So really allow yourself this time to contemplate these things, to understand yourself and your fears. Yeah. And you know, it's so connected to that pinnacle, midheaven, baby steps. All this energy here is what wants to show up for you, is what happens after this release. I really feel like it's quite quick too for a lot of you guys. All right. I'm going to pull a divine door for my beautiful message twos. Oh my goodness, your cards are falling all over the place. I had to pick that one up now too because it fell out. So your card fell out face down this time, and this is what the front looked like, but here's what the message says. Silent skill. I challenge you to unpack your mind in meditation's grace. The soul can unwind. Breathe in, breathe out, let go of doubt. Yeah. I really think that you've borrowed beliefs and opinions of others, hurtful words, their belief systems have really taken hold and root in your body, and you have silent skills. You have power. You have a passion and a purpose that you're meant to follow, a dream that you're meant to bring to fruition, right? With that pinnacle and castles in the sky. and you've just not been allowing yourself to do it. So absolutely take this advice. I challenge you to unpack your mind. In meditation's grace, the soul can unwind, breathe in, breathe out, so that you can let go of doubt. I love that for you guys. It makes so much sense. All right. Gonna use my Druid cards. I like these cards because I feel like they can bring some practical, tangible advice. And Virgo energy is the best kind of energy to utilize these cards under. Any earth energy, really. Bardic hymns. Like the hermit walking his peaceful, silent rove, the secrets of healing are found among ancient holy groves. Oh my goodness. Meditate on the Hermit Tarot card for inner wisdom. Yeah. A big, big call to action for you guys is to make space for meditation. Now, maybe you're somebody who's like, I'm not very good at meditating. My mind isn't quiet enough. You don't have to do closed-eyed meditations. That's a myth. You can do a walking meditation. You can have music on in the background and just sit with yourself and a journal. But you're being called to really create space for quiet, to receive wisdom. You know, as it says, meditate on the Hermit card. What would it have to teach you or show you at this time? Look up its meaning and what it's trying to tell you. And hymns, bardic hymns, music. Something about music for you guys. I wonder if some of you might receive some divine download or wisdom or messaging coming through music of some sort, especially a hymn. It's going to really speak to your soul in some way. But I also just think that music might be quite healing for you at this time to help you with your fears, understand them so that you can dissolve them and move forward. All right. Let's pull one final card here for you guys. Yeah, you're really being invited under this energy to dissolve those last pieces of fears, to really let go of what isn't working, because you have a beautiful thing. A midheaven type energy that wants to show up for you. New beginning that you should move towards. You're meant to move towards it. Go outside. It's time to go outside. Tune into the powerful peace of nature wherever you are and feel at one with your habitat, grounded, essentially present, reconnected to that soul self, to your center. And like I said, even if you're somebody who's not good at meditating, like in the quiet with your eyes closed and things, walking in nature, being at peace with yourself is a form of meditation. It doesn't have to be closed eyes. It doesn't have to look a certain way. But this is going to help ground you in your center, and I think help you receive quicker and understand your fears and help them to be dissolved quicker if you do. Nature's going to speak to you as well, I think, too, like bird song, music. And, you know, birds feel very melodic to me when you're outside just listening to them. Soothing and healing, but I also just feel like messaging for you guys. Yeah. All right. I think I will leave that there. I hope all of you have a beautiful day and really give yourself over to some meditation and grounding, centering, connection out in nature. I think you're going to be surprised what it could bring to you, the insights and how it might help you to dissolve these fears and make different choices, leaning into your own dreams. All right, guys, I hope you all have a great day. Take care. Hello to all my beautiful message 3 choosers. Something I forgot to mention in the intro, whether you watched it or not, was that this new moon brings in a lot of karmic and destined fated things and energies. It doesn't mean that we're going to experience that, but it's a possibility, and one that I really should have mentioned because it's quite a big energy that could be showing up for all of us. And that essentially just means something that we might not have seen coming that's going to either be a catalyst for a release, a new beginning, or bringing about a truth that will help us understand what to do next in our lives. But this could be something that's showing up for you, and I did forget to mention it. So I pulled the main overarching energies to save a bit of time in the video, but we will look at these together. First quarter moon in Libra, keep your heart open. And actually that energy is going to be showing up quite soon to follow this new moon in Virgo. That's kind of going to be what, a week or so after that, I believe. Keep your heart open. So don't be shut down or closed down to new things that could be shipped your way, to new insights, to some sort of opportunity, maybe for some of you, or an interest in love, a new beginning of sorts. Keeping your heart open. And if it's showing up centrally, it could be that there's some part of you that has closed down your heart space for whatever reason, protection maybe, probably because of things in the past. This is your heads up that it's going to be really imperative at this time to keep your heart open. Okay, Aries and act. Coming on the side of challenge. Maybe you're somebody who prefers to be doing moving and going. For whatever reason, I feel like you guys are being asked to pause action right now. Be still, right? Open up your heart. Lean into how you're feeling more right now rather than what you want to be doing. Also, maybe there's been something delayed where you've wanted to act and you haven't been able to. And it's probably been frustrating for you. Maybe it's even something that's connected to you shutting down your heart a little bit, like hope. Okay, transits and climate. See how there's this image of a person in the center, right? And all this is happening behind them. It's sort of like you're going through something cyclical where maybe you do want there to be action. You want information now, but there's this incubation period, sort of like preparation of mind, body, soul, internal work, right? And the climate isn't quite right yet because we're still going through some transition and needing to embrace this and embody this more rather than trying to push or force something at this time. Also, with that, keep your heart open. There's a suggestion here that there's something emotionally and wise within your heart that you have not quite connected to. I'm really attracted to the 5-5. So 5s are connected to change. And I feel like that's what's going to come as things start to move in the right timing, in divine timing, right? The climate's not quite right for something to move just yet. Maybe it's even something that some of you are working on because this is general and you're frustrated because there's no action, there's no momentum, but things are incubating rather, and happening behind the scenes. So there's this energy of trying to cultivate some patience as you move through this while not losing hope and faith, it feels like, for you guys. Okay. I am going to pull a surrender card here. You know, and Libra is connected to balance, right? Where might you be a little bit imbalanced right now? Looking at that energy under eclipse energy is a very good idea, right? Because those shadowy parts that we don't like to look at, that's what this new moon is asking us to look at, to understand about ourselves. Inner situations, I would say. Okay. Surrender your fear of intimacy. You are ready to let love in. Compassionately identify and begin to release any patterns that stop you from opening your heart. Holy cow. Keep your heart open. Incubation. Menta, I think, have been doing some healing work on yourself, right? Where maybe things weren't happening before. Maybe you've been doing healing work, but you're being prepared for a new connection, a new love interest. But there is still fear here, holding yourself back. So you know what? That kind of gives a whole new meaning to this action card here. Afraid to act, afraid to move forward. Although for some reason, I still get a feeling that for some of you, staying in the pause and in the quiet and in that incubation and understanding yourself and healing out is the action that you fear taking. You're more comfortable with like tangible physical action rather than, and you know, framing this as productive for you right now. Hopefully that makes sense what I'm saying. I'm getting lost in this sauce. Surrender your fear of intimacy. You're being prepared for a new connection to come through. And I feel like if it's showing up like this, it's because the timing is right. And it's probably a very good and positive connection. But there's this sort of a heads up, right, that you might resist this and not act on it. You are ready to let love in, compassionately identify and begin to release any patterns that stop you from opening your heart. Keep your heart open. Strong message there for you guys. Oh my goodness. Perspective. None of this matters. Zoom out. Common ground. I'm wondering if some of you have already met a partner, but you're holding back your heart, your truth, your vulnerability for fear of that and needing to change your perspective on it. This is that void energy. It looks just like this, right? Incubating, understanding, clearing away. You need to change our perspective. Zoom out. None of this matters. Common ground. Yep. I think for some of you, you've met this person already and you're holding back, and it's time to get to change and shift your perspective. Why did I put that there? Because it's hindering the progress and the momentum of this connection. But for others, this is about just literally moving into new perspective, zooming out and understanding yourself, and looking for common threads when it comes to how you show up in connections so that you are ready for a new one. Empathic starseed, energetic sovereignty, absorbing what's not yours. Okay. Taking on a lot of heaviness from others. And especially if they've got emotional dissonance when it comes to love and connection, a lot of opinions about it. And if you're empathic and you're very open, you might absorb their beliefs and ideas as true for you, and it's affecting you negatively because there is a positive love story here that wants to show up, or that has shown up, that you want to be allowing to grow and to move forward. Yeah, but you're an empathic starseed energy here. Message 3. So be really mindful of the company you keep, the people that you share your heart with. In that way, that would be where you want to apply some protection around your auric field, around yourself, but not when it comes to allowing love in and being open vulnerably in that way, right? With that fear of intimacy. It's almost like something needs to be flipped there for you guys, right? Too open when it comes to my friends, my family, beliefs and opinions of others, but too shut down when it comes to romantic love. Okay, let's pull some tarot cards. Thought that one was going to fly out, but it didn't. Evolution, empowerment, transformation, protected, and preparedness. Yeah, you're being prepared for a new situation, a new person, an up-leveling in a relationship or a connection, needing to evolve. All that green energy is really making me feel connected to that heart space. But where we're afraid to be vulnerable, where we fear intimacy, is the thing that's likely hindering and holding you back. And you're meant to evolve out of those old stories and narratives. But I also think be mindful, like I keep coming back to that, be mindful of the company you keep and those whose feelings, thoughts, and opinions might hinder this as well, or inadvertently are creating a bit of a block in your heart space that doesn't allow it to heal out and be open and vulnerable. Hopefully what I just said makes sense. Yeah. Angels are watching over you, supported, protected, loved, and encouraged. I love that for you guys. And you know, all those colors, this crown chakra energy, solar plexus, expression in the way we express ourselves and speak. Even if you can't see it or feel it right now, this is what's happening in and around you. You are supported. You've got protected twice. You are safe. And I think maybe that's a big thing for you, not feeling safe to be open-hearted and vulnerable. I feel like you do have a bit of a difficulty here, though, message 3, with the whole knowing how to be open for a love connection and romance, and knowing when to protect yourself from the thoughts, feelings, opinions of others that could sway your heart opening or block it even more. Yeah. Yet you're definitely being encouraged to evolve through this energy. Look at this. You're ready. Momentum, validation, encouragement, and prepared. Okay, we've got a lot of overlapping words here too. I just want to say preparedness, protected. I swear there was another one. Supported. Yeah. Yeah. It's time to make sure that you're ready for this new love, or to take this new love energy that you've maybe just begun to the next level, to keep going with it, to not, tuck and run for fear of that. Momentum, validation, encouragement, prepared. Yeah, you are definitely being cheered on with this. If you've already met this person, and for those of you that haven't, you're really being encouraged to move towards it and know that you're safe and protected to do so. There's a lot of overlap in these messages. Goddess, psychic, sacred, proud, Haniel, and silver. Okay. I feel like it's about trusting your intuition and not letting pride get in the way of things, right? Pride is also held in the solar plexus energy. I don't know why, but that's solar plexus, even though we're talking about heart here, is coming up for me. So that's our center of self-esteem, power. I am powerful. There's something to that. So maybe clearing around there would be beneficial for some of you. Either way, I feel like it's about moving and embodying this type of energy, male or female, it doesn't matter. Feeling very aware, having a really good vision, trusting your intuition and your insight, being proud of who you are, that goddess energy, kind of owning those parts of ourselves. And if you need to, if it makes you feel better, call in Archangel Haniel for help around this. Help me to be able to discern when I need to put protection around me because of others' opinions and feelings that I'm absorbing, and when I need to be more open and vulnerable when it comes to love, to find that balance, because you are massively being supported and protected through this. Like, there's a really strong message here that you guys are safer than you realize. You can relax a little bit and breathe out. We really just want you to keep your heart open for this new beginning in relationships, or this up leveling, taking a new connection up to the next level. Card flew out, so I'm going to have to pick up. So this was the card that flew out for you, and it was face down. And it says Jude's song, a reminder for even the most hopeless of lost cases, you can find peace within the strangest of places. Interesting. Oh, that's interesting. Jude's song. I keep thinking of the Beatles song, Hey Jude. Maybe there's something in that for a message for some of you. A reminder for even the most hopeless of lost cases, you can find peace within the strangest of places. Something about this makes me feel like you may even have an encounter with someone who you wouldn't have thought would provide you with wisdom or empathy or compassion, that just does something, that shifts or changes something within you, making you feel more open. But I also think it's about just embodying peace for yourself and releasing yourself from the past and heartache and pain from the past, especially as it connected to love interests and things. Okay. Let me pull a Druid card. Okay. I'm very messy here today, okay? Now I have that song in my head. Hey, Jude. Is there a part that says, take a sad song and make it better? I don't know if that's accurate or if it's something along those lines, but that's really sticking out to me. Like, take a negative situation from your past, or your past problems when it came to love and relationships and any hurt that may have happened. Take that and realize that you've learned the lessons. You have a better understanding of yourself and who you are now, that you're strong, that you've gotten through everything. And now you are better and better prepared for real, true love. There's something to that for me. Mirror visions. Are you dreaming or awake? There is more to reality than the one we are taught to take. Add a small dash of mugwort and mint to your tea for lucid dreams. Ooh, love that for you guys, that vision energy, right? I think that came through here with goddess, psychic, sacred, and proud. Something wants to come through, a vision for you by way of your dreams. So take this advice if you can, if you think that would be beneficial to you, and see if it helps you to have a lucid dream. It might even be that some of you might have a vision of a new person coming in before they do, knowing that, hey, I can trust this, even if it's foggy. I mean, and for others, it might just be a vision to help you keep your heart open and to understand your inner workings better so that you are ready to release them and say yes to this, either up leveling in a new a connection that you're in, or a new one coming in. So yes, mirror visions. Also, you know, I think it's about something being mirrored back to you for some of you. Like you're going to see it. And it's sort of like, it feels like an epiphany, like an aha moment. Maybe even scrying for some of you. Anyways, okay. I am going to pull one final card here to cap this message off. I really feel like you've got something beautiful that either has just recently showed up that you're meant to take to the next level, or a brand new connection that you are meant to move towards. That's going to be beautiful, and to trust that you've learned the things from the past. You've moved through heartache and pain. You've up leveled. It's about taking the lessons and leaving the rest behind. Right? Because there's so much protection too and support here showing up for you guys. Purity. Always trust in the purity of your heart. Look inside your heart and within, and can I reread that? Purity. Always trust in the purity of your heart. Look inside your heart, and within it, you will find the answer to your question. Yeah. Having a blocked heart right now, most definitely a thing. It's time to cleanse, clear, and purify your heart. It is trying to prepare you for a beautiful thing to come through. But first, we must understand ourselves and our patterns and the way that we're showing up in connection, those fears and blocks. Time to cleanse and purify. I feel like not just your heart space, but I also feel your solar plexus would be of benefit to at least some of you. So much about the heart here for you guys. Yeah. All right. You know, pink quartz comes to my mind for you guys too. Maybe that's something that some of you would like to carry around with you or wear as a necklace. I don't know why, but I feel like it could be very beneficial. Yeah. Or rose quartz, maybe. Okay. I'm going to leave that there. And I hope all of you have the most amazing, beautiful day. Take care, guys. Hello to all my beautiful message 4 choosers. One thing I want to mention, because I forgot to mention it in my intro, whether you watched it or not, was that this new moon in Virgo brings a lot of fated and karmic things, events, situations, epiphanies. For a lot of us, that's the potential anyways. So it doesn't mean that that's absolutely going to happen for you, but it was important for me to mention and I forgot. So fated karmic things that could be coming in that could act as a catalyst to an ending or a new beginning, or an ending that results in a new beginning. So just to be aware and be open that that's a possibility. Now, I pulled the main energies just to save a bit of time in the video, but let's look at them together. Oh, we've got new moon in Virgo energy. Trust all will be well. Trust all will be well. So something that could show up for you that maybe causes a little bit of worry or concern, or maybe that you're just moving through something or having hardship in some way, shape, or form at this time, and there's a lot of worry and anxiety around how it's all going to turn out. And this is your heads up that all will be well. Trust all will be well. Overthinking comes to my mind too. That, yeah, you actually have the new moon in Virgo energy. So this feels like, because you are the first of the messages to really be experiencing that energy in and of itself, you may experience some sort of something destined or fated coming in. And maybe it's going to evoke a little bit of fear, but I feel like it's fear not. As it says, trust all will be well. Okay, let's move forward. Descendant, invitation. Okay, coming on the side of challenge. So descendant could be a couple of things. When we're descending, we're retreating backwards, right? Maybe there's been an invitation, an opportunity, and there's fear around moving towards it. So you're kind of retreating backwards. It's been a challenge for you, or you're being asked to move backwards, to retreat within, to understand something, to heal something out, to go over something again, to have a better understanding of it, right? There's an invitation to do that. It could be any one of those things, right? Because this is general, so it's going to be different for all of you. And you'll know which side of the coin you fall on. Neptune and vision. Okay. So needing to clear our vision, needing to have a clear vision. So I do suspect that for many of you, it could be about retreating backwards, and there's an invitation to create a new vision, to have some sort of new vision show up for you, but it needs to have space to get to you. And there's so much around this new moon eclipse energy that's saying we need to look at the shadowy aspects. We need to reapproach, reinvent, go over. And I think that that might be a thing for some of you. And it's going to bring in this beautiful vision, something where you couldn't have seen, or something coming in where it's going to help you with vision and seeing the truth of something and knowing what to do next. Yes, but I keep coming back to this, trust all will be well. So I do think some of you might have been in something hard, or something might show up that feels a little bit, stressful or worrisome for whatever reason. And it's sort of like, this is an invitation to go back over something, to gain a new vision, to come to a new understanding around something, to see something differently, potentially. Okay, well, that card flew out, so this is going to be your card. Wow. Surrender to miracles. Be open to miracles occurring in your life. Feel and know that these events are real. Let go of any resistance and banish any doubt that miracles can happen. Wow. This is so, there's a lot of polarity here, because I feel like for some of you, this destined karmic fated event is quite positive. Even if at first glance, it might not feel like that, but it is. Or also that maybe some of you have retreated back in, and there was an invitation, and maybe you haven't fully embodied it because you couldn't clearly see. And now this miracle wants to be shipped your way, and it wants you to trust in it. Trust in what it's trying to bring you, what it's trying to shift or change. Surrendering to miracles. That's beautiful. Right? It's almost like this feeling of, for some of you, it's like after that storm, after this chaotic energy, trust that it is shifting and turning, and something positive is coming your way. That's beautiful. That's inviting you to walk through to that new beginning, a new doorway where everything's a little bit lighter. Well, I think a lot lighter for many of you. Let's pull some more cards here. I don't know why either, guys, but I'm really pulled to the 26 up there on that card. This is a 37 and that's a 26. I'm not as much with the 37, but the 26 is really kind of just has me staring at the number. So maybe there's going to be something important on the 26th of a month. Could be this month. It could be next month. Also, it reduces to an 8, which is the number of abundance and karma. So that could be a thing too, 8s. Okay, it's not yet time. It says wait. It's not yet time. Things are being woven, incubated, right? So that descendant retreating within, going backwards. It's an invitation to go back over, to see things differently, to create a new vision, and know that as you do this and when you do this, all will be well. And it's going to ship some miracles your way. I think the picture's getting a little bit clearer here for you guys. Yeah. I will say that whether you watch the intro or not, I did mention that it's not the time to actually start anything, but it is a good time to go over, to understand, to dot I's, cross T's, to really look at the vision that you might have created and see, is it sound? Is it solid? How do I really feel about it? And this says it's not yet time. Things are being woven, right? Things happening behind the scenes that are going to help you surrender to the miracles that are shipped your way as a result of you going back over or through something. Star brothers, Horus energy, protection, loyalty, safety, and trust. Interesting. So there's definitely fear showing up here for you guys, right? Afraid to do something, afraid to move towards something. Maybe you haven't had the experience of feeling like you are safe and protected, like you have the loyalty and the trust that you need, but this is showing up for you. I'm also really attracted to those birds back there. I wonder if hawks could act as messengers for some of you. I think that could be a thing. So pay attention to whatever feelings or thoughts that you're having. If you happen to notice hawk energy, whether in the physical or, in an image or something like that. Yeah, but you're safe, you're protected. I do feel have loyalty being shipped your way if you don't feel like you have that right now, and this is saying trust again. Trust all will be well. Everything is safe. Trust. Double message coming through for you guys. It's sort of like you can relax your energy a little bit. You can breathe out. You have time, right, with this weight energy. I think maybe some of you too, look up Horus energy. I can't say that I completely know what that energy is all about, but there's something about it that's drawing me to it, that's making me think you could benefit from looking at what that energy brings in or what it's all about. More connection than you realize, I think, especially in the spiritual realm. Like you have a lot of passed on loved ones and angelic type energy around you at this time. Okay, doubt, scattered, passive, intense. Yeah. And it says have confidence, right? So this is what we're lacking right now. There's a lot of fear here, right? Especially when we're being asked in a big way to trust, to know that you're safe. Needing to move out of doubt, scattered energy, and being too passive, intense about everything. Needing to relax our energy. It really does feel like feeling like you need to push on something. Like you can't retreat backwards, can't go over, you can't rethink a vision. But that's exactly what you're being asked to do at this time. And there's going to be good reason for that here, message 4. You need to go over the details around something. Maybe something was missed. Communication, accuracy, expression, intimacy, and honesty. So yes, because there's some kind of communication I think that wants to come through for you guys. You haven't seen, you haven't touched on. Right? And you don't want to miss this because I feel like it's going to really be beneficial for you when it comes to this miraculous energy, these miracles that want to be shipped your way. Now I'm noticing the number 18. 18, 26, these could be important numbers for you or dates. Boundaries, assertiveness, courage, unwavering, and don't compromise. And this feels so connected to vision. I really think that you guys are about to uncover something like this that proverbial aha moment. I see it clearly now. I understand. Oh my gosh, I see the problem. I need to sort this out. Geez, I'm glad I didn't push through on this thing because now I get it. And this is what I need to do. And I need to stand strong in that. Definitely feels like for somebody this could be connected to a career or how you connect with others in a career situation. But yeah, boundaries, assertiveness, courage, and unwavering. Don't back down once you've connected to this energy. And it is about being assertive, not aggressive. You can do this in that assertive kind of way without having to be aggressive and, I guess, overly emotional, right? Antiquated, neglect, lethargic, and malaise. Okay, energy healing. Acting as a bit of a block here, right, to this vision. Some of you may be in need of a healing, whether it's a Reiki healing or something that realigns and rebalances your energy field. Because upright like this, we've got energy healing coming through. It wants to. Holistic well-being, thriving, and vibrant. This is an area you really want to focus on at this time, especially under new moon energy. That retreating backwards, descending, allowing this invitation for healing, rest, respite, and a recalibration of sorts, a rebalancing of your body, mind, spirit energy, because it's going to bring in vision. It's going to show you the pieces and aspects of things that you couldn't see before and help you get into this energy of miracles being shipped your way, of communication coming through, of confidence, no longer feeling scattered and passive. And just, it's because there's a misalignment happening here, right? No longer feeling aligned. So start there, message 4. Because I really feel like once you do, you start to move into this energy of clarity where you are unwavering, where you know exactly what needs to happen and you start to make it happen with that sense of confidence. Okay. All right, so that's what the door looks like there. Anthony's call. In thanks of my spirit, safe and sound, all things that are lost so can be found. Wow. Okay. There's a lot of energy around feeling safe here and trusting. That's one of the biggest things for you guys to know. All is well. You are safe. You can trust, this retreat backwards, this need for realignment and healing to receive Anthony's call, essentially this information that you need, that you don't have, that vision. And thanks of my spirit, safe and sound, all things that are lost so can be found. Yeah. About to uncover something. Truth, communication that wants to come through once we get ourselves aligned and sorted. You will see, and it will help create vision. It feels like a big 180 for you guys that will definitely connect to this surrendering to miracle energy. I almost get this feeling of like seeing like you sitting there in meditation and this phone ringing like on the other side, almost like the phone's ringing and spirit saying, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. We have the information to give you. We have something to show you. We have messages. Pick up the phone. It's weird. I'm getting that kind of an image for some of you. Ritual embrace. Embrace me in ceremony as the morning fog moves in slow. The sadness will dissipate on the shores of Lenduno, I can't say that word. The fog's going to move out. It will dissipate on the shores of a sea. It says, carry obsidian for grounding and release. Yeah, practicing that where you can't see, where that vision is cloudy and fogged in, all this wants to be shifted and changed. It's going to be, I think, whether you actively seek out this clarity or not, it's going to come in. But I do feel like the big ask here is to make sure that you're aligned, healthy, mentally, emotionally, and physically, doing the work for yourself, because it's only going to bring in this clarity quicker. But this is the invitation to retreat backwards, to release, to get grounded again, to wait and pause before taking any action on anything right now. Because ultimately it's coming back down to trust that all will be well and that miracles are going to be shipped your way if you do this work. But yes, carry obsidian for grounding and release. And the sadness will dissipate. I do think some of you had maybe a little bit of shock and awe around something that you didn't anticipate. And it's been difficult to navigate. And for those of you who are like, I haven't experienced that, just a bit of a heads up, not to be feared, that something could show up for you. And it's sort of going to be a catalyst for this change, for a new vision, for a redo of sorts that ultimately leads you into much better things, new beginnings, positivity, right? It's sort of like, to be forewarned is to be forearmed energy. But I don't think that that's true for all of you. I think some of you have already been through a thing that's been difficult and you're just trying to navigate it now. And there's a lot of worry and fear around it. Thought that was going to fly out, but it didn't. Yep, healing. Now is the time for you to give or receive healing. Everyone has a natural ability to heal others. Yes, even you. I think that for some of you, yes, this is probably maybe speaking to you and your healing abilities. But for others, it's about healing yourself, getting balanced and aligned again, because this is going to make everything shift in a big way. This is going to be a catalyst for an ending and then a new beginning, right? With clearer vision, with communication that you have not yet received. Yeah, it's showing up so strong for you guys. I'm really noticing that little rainbow there, which feels like blessings, right? Surrender to miracles. Beautiful healing energy that's going to be shipped your way. Taking a breath right now. Don't push on anything. Don't force anything right now. You know, you're really being told to wait in this moment. Go retreat backwards a little bit. It's an invitation to get realigned and sorted out again, so that this new information, this Anthony's call energy and healing can be shipped your way. Release. It's a big energy of release here. All right. Oh, I just noticed the bottom card here. It says life energy. The happy fairy of sunshine brings lots of life-giving energy. She reminds you to shine your light and to reveal anything in the shadows that needs to be healed. That's such a good underbelly card. That makes sense. I haven't felt compelled to look at any of the other bottom cards, but this one, definitely. Yeah, I think this is the result. This is what shows up for you once you've done this work and retreated back a little bit and taken this time to get sorted out. That life energy being reinstalled, reinstated, up-leveled massively for you guys. You know, and it makes so much sense under this eclipse energy that, you know, this is going to reveal anything in the shadows that needs to be healed and released, I feel, for you guys. Okay. I don't think there's anything else I need to touch on here for you guys. Really give yourself some time and space to go backwards, to clear, to sort out and realign, because I just think it's going to bring so much helpful energy to you and your situation, and a big release leading to a beautiful new beginning where everything starts to move in the best possible way. All right, guys, I'm going to leave that there. I hope you all have a fantastic day. Take care.